Hello guys, welcome to my Tech 3700 final project. Today I'm going to be taking you through the process of building a Stirling engine. First, I'm going to be taking you through the materials that you will need. You will need 3 soda cans, a PVC elbow, electrical wire, a CD of your choice, maybe the worst one you have, a balloon, flower foam, fishing string, epoxy, scissors, wire cutters, pliers, and also a candle. First thing you're going to do through the building process is cutting your soda can in half. Make sure you're cutting it neatly because if you don't, you might end up like me and split it in half when you're assembling it together. You're also going to make a hole about an inch down where we're going to connect our PVC elbow to the can. Then you're going to take your PVC elbow and heat it up. Once it is flexible enough, you're going to press it against the soda can so that it takes the shape of the soda can. You will then cut the mouthpiece off the balloon and tie the wider side around the elbow where you will use the mouthpiece to seal off any heat that may try to escape. Then you're going to glue the PVC elbow to where you made the hole initially in the can with epoxy. And sorry guys about the inconsistency of the picture that I'm showing you, but I made 2 different Stirling engines and I learned from my mistakes throughout the process, but I'm showing you what you should be doing. It's basically the same thing. And it should all look basically like this. Now your piston, you want to make it out of the flower foam and you want to get it to be about the same shape of the soda can. And also, in order to attach it, I put a metal rod in the middle to be able to tie the fishing string to it. Now that we have concluded with the bottom side of your engine, you're going to move on to the top. You're going to take your other soda can and cut it like so, and you're going to make 2 holes on the top opposite sides in order to push your crankshaft through. And you're going to make another hole directly in the middle, in the bottom, in order to push your fishing string up and tie it to the crankshaft. Make sure you make the hole really small because you don't want any air escaping from the bottom. You want to minimize the amount of air that is able to escape. Then you're going to use your pliers to bend your crankshaft. And I have sectioned off the width of the can because this part is what's going to be in the middle. Your end result should look something like this. You're going to push your rod through the holes that you made in the top can, and you're going to glue your CD to one end of the rod. As you can see, I use Monsters Inc. because I was hoping that the power of Sully would help my engine run better. You're also going to pull the fishing string through the hole that you made through the top can that is also attached to your piston. To assemble it together, all you have to do is make sure that you're applying pressure evenly in order not to rupture your bottom container. Now you're going to use thin wire to puncture a hole through the balloon, and then you're going to tie the other end to the crankshaft. So when it's turning, it's going to push the balloon down or up depending on the position of the crankshaft. Now we're going to move on to making the base. You could cut your can how I've cut it here, and you need to cut off the top. Now this is what I use for my base. I just used an old brick that I found, but you could use anything that is heat resistant to put your base and your candle on. This was also the first Stirling engine I made. It didn't work out so well for me, but I learned from my mistakes, and the one I made with Sully, I fine-tuned it and it came out better. Made the holes a little bigger. The bottom hole made it a little tighter, and I'll show you my end result. Okay, so this is my end result. My girlfriend insisted on covering up Sully, even though I didn't want to. I like Sully there. He was part of me. But he's still part of the project because he's under all those colors. And the way that our engine is going to work is that the hot air from the candle is going to make our cylinder contract, while the cold air being pushed down by the balloon is going to make it expand. This is going to create a cycle and is going to keep our engine running throughout. Okay, so here's my Stirling engine in action. Um, it was super exciting to see it work. It took me a while to get it to work. I learned a lot throughout the process, and it's a really fun project that you could do at home by yourself if you're bored and you're like geeky things like this. You enjoy it. This concludes my presentation. If you're watching this, I urge you to go out and buy these materials and build it at home yourself. It is a very rewarding process. You'll learn a lot, and it's very exciting to see your work in action.